What will Howie Roseman do in the 2024 NFL Draft? And have the Eagles' draft plans been revealed? Let's talk about it here. So you look at the Eagles' top 30 visits by position. Does this give you a peek into what the Eagles might be preferring in the first round of the draft? They have so far visited with 7 offensive linemen, 4 cornerbacks, 3 edge rushers, 2 wide receivers, 2 linebackers, and 1 interior defensive lineman. Each team across the NFL is given 30 visits with some of these NFL draft prospects. So this list and the amount of players who are going to be visiting the NovaCare Complex in South Philadelphia is due to change. It's very fluid, but as of right now, pretty interesting that Philadelphia has 7 visits set with some offensive linemen here. And the Eagles' history with some of these top 30 visits is important. It is an indication that they have a high level of interest in those players who visit the team facility. Last year, Philadelphia took 7 players. 4 of their first 5 picks were among the 30 allotted pre-draft visits that they had prior to the draft. And right now, there's a lot of buzz. There are a lot of rumblings that Philadelphia really likes 2 players. Offensive lineman Troy Fautanu out of Washington. He can play tackle, shorter arms, so maybe at the NFL level, he plays guard. And they're said to really like Cooper DeJean, the cornerback safety returner hybrid out of Iowa, who was just fully cleared coming off that fractured fibula, which he suffered in practice in November. A big-time player in the secondary. More on him in a moment. Let's start off here with Fautanu. So, according to a report, the Eagles have met twice with him in the pre-draft process. You're not going to meet with the prospect 2 times unless you really, really are about what that player brings to the football field. Let's go over some strengths and weaknesses for Troy Fautanu. Played in the national championship for Washington. Had an opportunity actually to interview him at the college football playoff national title in Houston. Then I watched him specifically up close because I knew at the time he could be an Eagles draft target. His strengths: he has really good bend, really good balance, light, quick feet. Always important for an offensive lineman. And when you play tackle, but you might play guard at the next level, you're playing tackle, you have to be fleet of foot. He has a very powerful punch, and he's a graceful mover. When he moves to that second and third level on some of those pull blocks, when you have to block some linebackers, cornerbacks, and safeties, you have to be able to have that quick first step, mastered by the likes of Jason Kelce, to get to that level to block for your running backs and your tight ends and your wide receivers downfield. He's able to do that. What I love about him, he is a vicious competitor, and he has this nasty streak. Well, he will pancake you and drive you into the ground. He's also been durable. Started every game over the last 2 years for Washington, and inside the locker room, he's looked at as one of the team captains, a leader, and that positional versatility important for Philadelphia because I believe he's a plug-and-play guy from day one and a plug-and-play guy who could play multiple positions along the offensive line. His weaknesses: penalties. Sometimes he's undisciplined, and sometimes because of those shorter arms, he can get caught holding. 3 holds, 2 false starts in 2023. He is going to turn 24 for his rookie season. I don't make as much of a deal of that as other people do because can you be an impact player for the next 5 to 7 years? That takes you to 29 to 31 years old. Still a great age, especially for an offensive lineman. The shorter arms, might have to play him at guard to really maximize him as an athlete at the next level. When he does play tackle, he can struggle with some inside moves, which is why he might pop to the interior. Fautanu is one of the top 10, 15 players in this draft class. And when you pair up his potential and his ability with the best offensive line coach in the NFL and Jeff Stoutland, he can develop the heck out of offensive linemen, Ken Stoutland. He can develop Fautanu into a perennial Pro Bowl player. As for Cooper DeJean, when I was at the NFL Combine, I did report this as my boots were on the ground in Indianapolis, that at that time, the only top 30 visit that Iowa defensive back Cooper DeJean had set right then was with the Philadelphia Eagles. Niners, Seahawks, Saints, Packers have all shown some interest. Now that fractured fibula, a little bit of a concern, but he's been cleared medically coming off of that injury. So he just had his pro day earlier this week on Monday. And I don't know if it was a solar eclipse day or this dude is just built different. I think it's the latter. His testing numbers were off the charts. A 9.89 on the relative athletic score testing from 0 to 10. So, translation, excellent athlete. Stands at 6 foot, 203 pounds. He bench pressed 225 16 times. Oftentimes, you don't see cornerbacks bench that many reps because you don't really have to, playing on the outside, because oftentimes those players are a little bit slighter. Not a problem with Cooper DeJean. Great vertical leap, almost at 40 inches there. Ran a 4.43 40-yard dash at more than 200 pounds. In 2023, 10 games played, season cut short because of that broken leg, 41 tackles, 2 TFLs, 5 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions. And his overall numbers, like the TFLs, the pass breakups, the interceptions, I think that you can play him at the next level at all 3 levels of your defense. He certainly held up in coverage in 2023 where he did not give up a touchdown in coverage when he was targeted, only surrendered a quarterback rating of 37.8. He was targeted 46 times, only gave up 20 catches for 194 yards. His career numbers in 3 seasons, seldom used in 2021, started to gain some traction in 2022, and then put together another really good season in 2023. 705 defensive snaps. So even with that injury, he still played a lot this past campaign. Only gave up those 20 catches, no touchdowns, and a couple of interceptions. His strengths, he is a freak athlete and has a variety of techniques at the cornerback spot. Backpedals well, too. He anticipates well. And he's credited that with playing quarterback in high school. So he could predict and foresee plays happening and make a beat on the football. That comes, according to him, from him playing quarterback on the other side of the football. He returned 3 of his 7 career interceptions for touchdowns. So when he gets his hands on the football, he makes things happen, ladies and gentlemen. Has the versatility of a Trent McDuffie, who we saw beautifully utilized in the Super Bowl against San Francisco for Kansas City, and he also has special teams value as a returner. And now that the return rules are different, do you value weapons who can make plays happen with the ball in their hands? Could Cooper DeJean be your kick returner? Something to keep an eye out for. His weaknesses, coming off that broken leg, he does sometimes give up that initial separation. There are some questions. Is he a corner? Is he a safety? He can sometimes get handsy in coverage, which does lead to some pass interference calls. So Philadelphia really liking 2 of these players, according to some of the latest draft buzz. Troy Fautanu, offensive lineman out of Washington. Cooper DeJean in the secondary for Iowa. If you had to pick one with an Eagles first-round pick, let's call it at 22 overall, who would you go with? Let me know down in the comment section right now.